Toxikk is a first-person arena shooter by German developers Reactor. Reactor's been around since about the 90s, and has a pretty awesome list of previous games made, ranging from Cyberzerk on the Commodore Amiga all the way to Neocron 1 and 2 on PC, and now, finally, Toxikk has wormed its beautiful way out of their minds and onto Steam's early access platform to grace your clickety fingers and lovely mice. The arena shooter is a genre that many people consider a classic, having been around since Quake and Unreal. Arena shooters are all about being in an arena, duh, and shooting dudes and or dudettes, also duh. Sometimes the levels are larger and you get vehicles, and long-range weapons are much more viable. Other times, you're in super close quarters bouncing all around all the paths that you've got, moving as fast as possible to blast some plasma into the faces of your enemies. Toxikk, along with Reflex, are two love letters to this genre. Where Reflex is more inspired by the pacing of Quake, Toxikk is more related to the Unreal Tournament series. For the more casual players, this means a slower base movement, less rocket jump shenanigans, and just a general heavier feeling behind each of the weapons. Just because you won't be rocket jumping your way around the various arenas that you'll find yourself in doesn't mean that Toxikk has limited movement options. It's actually got its own version of the movement system. Instead of bunny hopping, you'll dodge jump in various directions to make your way around the map. It's not something I've gotten the hang of quite yet, but the developers have movement videos out that showcase just how bonkers and fluid the movement can be once you're at that skill level. Each of the 4 levels in-game at present are very well designed from both a visual standpoint and a gameplay standpoint. There are plenty of hard-to-reach areas that more skilled players can get to, as well as the occasional shortcut, but nothing ever feels unfair, and there aren't any spots that people can get to that would make you go, oh come on, what the blizzard nerf? To top it off, the visuals to each level are interesting and varied. There's a cyberpunk city, some abandoned ruins in a jungle, and outposts in frozen mountaintops. The weapons are all interesting and fun, with the exception of the pea shooter they've decided to name the Raven. Way too cool a name for such a lame gun. There's the Bullcraft, a pump-action shotgun with an alternate fire that shoots 2 shells off at once but makes the player have to pump twice, which can be a very risky move. Only use it when you're not gonna miss. There's the Violator, which is your standard fully automatic assault rifle with a built-in grenade launcher that serves as its secondary fire, though the grenade launcher is far more fun to use than it should be, and I rarely ever actually use the assault rifle itself. The Falcon is a sniper rifle. Its secondary fire zooms in, and then the player can actually zoom in more using the mouse wheel. Snipers have always been in this weird place in arena shooters. Super powerful, but super risky, and the Falcon is no different. It's satisfying and challenging to use in a face-to-face combat situation, but it is so worth it when you get that headshot. The Stinger is a plasma gun. It shoots rapid-fire plasma bolts at your enemies, or it can shoot like a railgun. The Dragoneer is a flamethrower that can be charged to release a fireball. The Cerberus is a rocket launcher that can home onto vehicles, and the Hellraiser is a weapon hidden on a couple of the maps, and it launches nukes. That's why it's hidden. Nukes. There are 3 game modes: Bloodlust, Capture the Flag, and Squad Assault. Bloodlust is your standard deathmatch, Capture the Flag is Capture the Flag, and Squad Assault is team deathmatch. There are no twists or weird mechanics here, it's just your standard fun game modes. That said, the developers do plan on adding mutators, which are basically just match modifiers that can change pretty much anything. One of the most famous and popular mutators is Instagib. It makes a match one-hit kill and makes dudes freaking explode when they get made dead. But like I said, they're not in the game yet. It's unfortunate, but right now there just don't seem to be a whole lot of people actually playing Toxikk. Perhaps that's because it's an early access, or perhaps it's because not a lot of people actually know about the game. The community that exists is, from what I've seen, fairly welcoming and getting pretty damn good at the game. There's almost always at least 2 servers to hop onto and get wrecked in, and the subreddit is decently active. And you know, if you just so happen to be unable to actually find the game to play in, you can play a game with bots and you can customize their capabilities, how good they are at the game, and you can use that to practice to get better, so you can always play. Toxikk is $18.99 American on Steam. If you grew up with Unreal Tournament or you enjoy the idea of arena shooters, then Toxikk is definitely a game that you should pick up. Toxikk is such a love letter to arena shooters that it might as well be dressed up as Unreal Tournament at a convention. That's all for this episode of Indie Bytes, but I would seriously like to thank you for joining. If you enjoyed this episode, please leave a like and subscribe for more, and also be sure to check out our website, pixelattack.net, for more articles and videos that I've done, as well as things that other members of the website have done. If you're interested in seeing a more casual side of stuff that I do, check out my personal YouTube channel, which is linked down in the description. If you have any indie games that I should check out for Indie Bytes, just leave a comment below or shoot me a message on Twitter. My handle is @ForkH. That's it. I'll see you guys next time. Bye!
For the love of games!